You know, this past weekend, I found out that Matt Hardy and his wife Rebby Sky Hardy took their kids to GalaxyCon Raleigh, mostly for the Friday and Saturday events and Saturday shows. They were doing a stream, I believe, on Friday. And this was where me and a couple of people on Twitch got into a bit of an argument. Why? Because I basically said the reason I chose not, as I mentioned here on YouTube last month, the reason I said I chose not to go to GalaxyCon this weekend was because of one Christopher Robin Sabat. And if I had chose to come and I was at one of his panels or I saw him at his table, I was going to do something I was going to live to regret. Though I wouldn't have minded it. And that was I was going to kick his teeth down his fucking throat. And I told Matt and Rebby this. They didn't have a clue who I was talking about until I had to explain, me and someone else had to explain it. And and for those wondering, what did Chris have against Vic Mignogna? Well, it all boils down to one role and one role alone. Broly. Bottom line, Chris was jealous of the fact Gen Fukugama picked Vic over him for the role of Broly when Funimation got the rights to dub the Broly trilogy of Dragon Ball Z movies. You know, Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan, Broly's Revenge, and Bio Broly. I often wondered, why did Chris want that role over every other role that he already had? Simple. He wanted to say he had the most popular character in the Japanese cut. In all of Dragon Ball that was so obscure, yet so popular. Unfortunately, Fukugama made his choice and gave the role to Vic. So he stewed and weighed in bitter jealousy, hiding behind the facade of friendship. Then when Mars Girl finally put her hit piece out, he saw an opportunity, jumped on the bandwagon, and got rid of him. Shortly thereafter, he got his revenge on Fukugama and kicked him out the door too. He figured that with them gone, there'd be no one stopping him from casting himself as Broly. But in August of 2019, the Dragon Ball audio porn clips got leaked. And Toei Animation was pissed. So they basically boxed Sabat into a corner. Either you let the guy we pick as Broly to play Broly replace Vic, or we're taking the license away from you. From Funimation forever. As well as every other title you've got your paws on that we've done. Reluctantly, Chris had to agree to this threat. Had to concede to this threat. And of course, Toei decided to get the next best guy, who was on a level of popularity as Vic, close to Vic's, had a similar moral compass as Vic, though he was about a decade and a half younger than Vic. To replace Vic Mignogna as Broly, and most about every other role that Vic has had over the years, trust me, if an anime apt of whatever Arakawa Sensei is doing in Japan to celebrate FMA's 20th anniversary, if that gets dubbed, whether Chris likes it or not, they're going to put this man in the role of an older version of Edward Elric, since they're not going to be able to get Vic back. They chose Johnny Young Bosch. And while he's a good fit for Sabo and One Piece, as Broly is, from what I understand from playing the Super Broly DB Fighters Z content, it's a little hit and miss. But I understand what Toei was doing. But that said, really, Chris? You throw all that fame and credibility you had out the window just to get rid of two men who in your mind cost you one role. That's petty. But then again, we also know the other truth about you, Chris. Vic's not the pedophile. You are. Vic's not the adulterer. You are. I mean, your horrible marriage with Tabitha is more than enough proof. And yes, I know I'm being a dead horse, pulling that skeleton out of the closet, basically telling people how promiscuous, aka how much of an adulterer, Chris Sabat is towards his own wife. But honestly, old cue ball needs to be taken down a few pegs. I mean, he'll deny that he's had a rocky relationship with his wife because of his casting couch. But if you were to find a way to talk to Tabitha Sabat, not that I haven't, I'm just going off my own logic and my own personal experiences. Not that my father was a player in the way that Chris is. He was a workaholic, more married to his work than he was to my mother. Chris, on the other hand, is more about screwing other women while he's married to his work, or as opposed more than married to his own wife. I'm surprised Tabitha hasn't put him in the doghouse after all these years. Excuse me, it's late and my throat's getting a little sore. So I'll wrap this up. Sabat, if you do happen to pop up at a con I happen to go to, consequences be damned. I will call you out with everything I've said in this video, and then maybe, just maybe, I will kick your teeth down your fucking throat. But maybe on that last account. I stand with Vic, now, then, and forever. Leave a comment, share the rant, subscribe to the channel, smash the like. Mets 228 signing out. Goodbye. Good night. Bang.